garage. Today we've got some new toys to play with. Picked up a little something for the boys. I already started to work on it. I really wasn't going to make a video out of it because I didn't think it needed very much, but after really going through it, it's going to need a little bit of stuff. So let's jump into it. I'll show you what we got. Alright, so first off, you see the boys' helmets right here. So there's something with an engine if they've got helmets. Here's what we got. What I found after I was going to do an oil change on it, but if you can see that oil, it's super milky. So I bought 2 quarts of oil just to flush the system, and got to do a little bit of welding. This piece of the roll bar is broken, and it's starting to crack right here. So it's completely broken there, cracked here, and this weld right here also broke. Can you guys see that? So front end isn't so stable at the moment. I mean, it's not going to come off of there because it's welded here to the steering column. It's welded here to the center frame support, and it's welded here. So I mean, it's not going to break off while they're riding, but I want to make sure that nothing detrimental happens. I don't want anything bad to happen. So I didn't have a welder. I did some research on some super cheap welders because I didn't want to buy a super expensive one because I don't do a whole lot of welding anymore. But I really don't have a use for a super expensive welder just for the little bit of stuff I'm going to do. But it'd be nice to have one. Oh, I also got a new spark plug for it just because. Anyway. So I went to Harbor Freight. I did some research on their titanium. They're a lot better than their central pneumatics and all that good jazz. So I picked up a welding cart, and here's the oil for the buggy. Alright, so here's what we picked up. I got it on sale. Actually, it wasn't on sale at the store, but I had a super coupon. Original price is $199. I got the welder itself for free because of all the other stuff I bought. Now, by free, I mean I got a total of $400 and some odd worth of stuff, but after coupons and things like that, I ended up spending a total of only $250. So I think it was like $430, and I spent $250. So I almost saved $200. So I'm just basically saying that I got the welder itself for free and paid full price for everything else. Or I got the welding stand and the other things for considerably less than what they were marked at the store, and I got this for full price. However you want to look at it. I like to think of it as I got the welder for free based on coupons and everything like that. So yeah, so let's do an unboxing. Actually, we're gonna leave the welder in there. We're gonna unbox and assemble the cart first. I'll do the unboxing and assembly in super fast mode for you. Alright, so here's an unboxing. Go ahead and open up this welding cart. I think this is the first unboxing I've ever done on my channel. Alright, so right out of the gate we have a something. I'm not entirely sure what it is. A lot of some things that are all stuck together.
Yeah, because there's 2 shelves.
Yeah, there's no layer.
Here, you hold on to that. I'll get this. Maybe.
Will it not come out?
No, it was stuck. All right. Alright, so now we'll do an unboxing of the welder. Titanium 125 flux core welder. Alright, these tips, oh good actually, these are actual flux core tips. Now usually most of your flux core welders that you get from Harbor Freight have MIG welder tips on them, which are for gas. These are actual flux core tips. A MIG tip will be like brass or copper or whatever, and the hole will be about that big around, because on a MIG welder it relies on the gas to shield it while it's welding, and flux core obviously has flux in the material, so it doesn't rely on gas, but it smokes and spatters, and it's not as pretty a weld as you would get with a MIG, but if you set it up right, you're going to get a here, I'm just going to pull it out of there, B. You're still going to get a decent weld. Mason, come hold this box. Never mind, I got it.
So that whole thing's the actual welder.
Yeah, it's a wee little teeny tiny thing.
Yeah, I recognize that bigger.
So before we get into this, let's go through this. I would assume that this is a spool of wire, which it is. It is a .030 1-pound spool, so it's decent. It's not really the best. .030 is a flux core. Alright, I mean, I'm not going to knock it in any kind of way. Alright. There we go. It's a wee teeny tiny welder. But like I say, it's gonna serve every purpose I need just around the garage. That's a little tiny ground. I actually have a lot better ground from my last welder. I'll probably end up cutting this one off and replacing it. Well, I don't actually have to cut it off because on the inside of it, it's got a little diagram. Alright, so for 18 gauge at 0.30, wire speed is here, voltage is here. So you want your wire speed on an 18 gauge to be at 3.5 and your voltage to be at B.5 to C. So if we come here, we would go B.5 to C, and for the wire speed, right about 3.5. Now that's for 18 gauge steel. And 16 gauge steel is 4 and C.5, or C to C.5. So here to here. So that's pretty nifty. Gives you a little gauge on how to set it up. What we're gonna do here is just get this wire spooled into it. Now, for those of you that have never spooled a MIG welder before, once you take your wire out of here, don't ever let go of it, because after you let go of it, it's just gonna boom until you get it in here. Once you get it in there, you're pretty well home free. You just want to get your tension set. You want to get it in the feed here. Get this on. Put your tension and everything back on, and you should be good to rock and roll. And for just a few dollars, you get a cheap little set of welding pliers. I mean, for as cheap as they are, you're really not getting hurt if they end up breaking. I got these for $5. Most times, whenever you buy things from Harbor Freight, just stick with simple stuff. Like it's really hard to mess up a pair of pliers. Like I was saying, you want to hold that, cut off the part that was crimped in there. Now, the way you want to do it is you want to set your spool up so that the direction of the spool is also in the direction of your feed. So if you do it this way, it's actually going to have to pull against itself to go into the feed. If you do it this way, it's gonna pull itself naturally, which isn't gonna cause you much grief.